So my name is Nathan Davies. I'm an alumnus from Neath College. I studied film studies here, along with photography and drama, AS level, and psychology and English. Coming out of college, I started doing a lot of work with a media production company called Tanabe. And that allowed me to then start traveling the world and doing a lot of work surrounded in combat sports and things like that, things like the UFC, and traveling to many locations and doing things for brands like Gym King and Love Hemp and Timex and things like that. I'm a filmmaker and photographer. I'm freelance at the moment, and I'm kind of involved in all stages of the production process. I mean, from planning with the clients and things like that to the shot lists and things, and then going to the location and shooting with the athletes and things, and directing them, getting the sound right, doing the lighting, editing the photography, editing the videos when we come back, and then delivering it to the client. So I'm quite fortunate to be able to have cultivated the skills necessary to work in a broad range of fields. The coolest place that my work has been showed is probably quite recently at UFC 281 in Madison Square Garden. I made an ad for Timex that played, I think, to 20,000 people, which is like a milestone for me. And things like it's been played in the O2 Arena and things like that as well. So what it was like seeing my work kind of being played in places like that, it's quite nice. I mean, it's just kind of the progress, from just my mum seeing things to then like a bunch of other people seeing things. It's quite nice, and I do think it's very important though to not have any of this come from like a place of ego or anything like that. So how I found Neath College while I was here. So coming out of school, I was very anxious, I was scared, things like that, and college was the perfect place for me to kind of open up, start to explore things and start to experiment and things like that. And initially I didn't even take film studies. I took geography, psychology and English, and for the first year just doing them. And then there was a point where I got featured in one of my friend's short films as he was doing film studies, and I just really enjoyed it. I found it so fun, and like the college, there were so many different things going on, so I got to experience that. And then that's where I was like, oh, film studies is like, that's really fun, it's really creative. So I made the kind of decision to drop geography and take film studies instead. And I mean, like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here today. And then film studies is where I kind of lay the foundations down. I mean, working in lots of different projects in and out of college, going to, different talks and things, and just trial and error, making tons of mistakes. Yeah, so studying at the college, how it's helped me be where I am today. So it was integral for me laying those foundations down, the film theory, and getting an opportunity to kind of bring the camera equipment out and try a lot of different things. I mean, making short films with my friends and just having fun, and lots and lots of mistakes. But yeah, it was just the perfect place for me to explore and get a general sense as to what I enjoyed doing, and then as time goes on, just kind of narrowing that down and really finding out what is the thing that you want to do, but getting a general sense, okay, I want to be involved in media, I want to do these things. So my film studies teachers was Lisa, James and Amy, and they kind of created this wonderful environment where it was just like, it was a perfect creative space. And I just did a talk, and Lisa was there, and it was lovely seeing her after so long, and I have everything to thank her for. She believed in me and what I was doing, and she gave me some incredible opportunities. So I have everything to thank her for, and just creating that space where I could explore lots of different things and experiment, and yeah, creating that space was the most important thing, really. Coming out of Neath College, the journey to where I am now, I came out of Neath College in 2017, and something happened in 2017 where Lisa recommended me. She had an opportunity come in her email inbox, and it was to kind of travel around and do shooting for a cruise company, cruise travel agency. And then she came to me and my friends, and we went and did that, and we got a bunch of experience from that. And through that experience, we got introduced to a producer called 𝘎𝙧𝙪𝙢𝙪 𝙤𝙑 who owns Tanabe. And then I just started doing a bunch of work for him. First of it was, you know, unpaid, but it was just getting that experience, getting that practice time and time again. And it was just brilliant because there was this space to just keep practicing. You know, it was, you know, looking back, going through my old hard drives and seeing it, like, now it's like, oh, the color grading's completely off, that shot, the mic didn't work, or whatever it is, but like that's what I was doing, and putting myself under kind of stress tests, you know, going out and shooting things with like local gym PTs and things like that. And then there was this opportunity in 2019 where 𝘎𝙧 asked if I wanted to go to Florida to work with some UFC athletes, and work with 𝘼𝙡𝙪𝙢𝙣𝙪 𝘼𝙡𝙪 who was the, he hadn't become a world champion yet, it was his world championship fight. So we went over there, and like, I had big imposter syndrome, like I was just this student in university, just kind of going with the flow, but again, it was another stress test, and I went and did it. It was kind of like fake it till you make it type thing. And I went in this environment and started shooting with all these people and just kind of putting myself in there and kind of feeling the feeling, but like doing it anyway. Like, how do you direct someone who could just like knock me out in half a second? And just kind of doing it and realizing, oh, I can survive, I can do this. I think it's incredibly important to get out of your comfort zone and try lots of different things. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't really know what I like doing. Like, I was trying lots of different things. You know, I went and joined a BFI VFX course. Like, do I like VFX? I went and, you know, shooting all these short films. How do I color grade? All these kind of things, and just trying all these different things. And it's not going to be like perfect. Definitely not perfect. And you're going to make a bunch of mistakes. But it's just kind of doing it. And then you learn basically on the job. And then, like I said about kind of stress testing, you know, then you get these opportunities that come up, or they came up for me, and you know, and I just went for it. You know, I took the opportunity and I went for it, and that's where there was all the kind of skills that I learned up to that point. Like, that's when they get put to the test, and it's like, oh, this one works, this one doesn't, get rid of that, do this, and then it's just kind of refining all those kind of details, all those skills. I'd recommend students to come and study in Neath College. I mean, it was an integral part of my life, coming out of my shell, interpersonal skills and things like that, but also just having the environment to be able to explore and find the thing that I, you know, really wanted to do. And I'm still doing that, I'm still learning, but it was creating that space to do that. I mean, in terms of media, you know, they let you rent out cameras and things like that, and you could just go rent the camera out, you know, shoot something with your friends, and that's kind of where you develop. They have editing facilities, they have a dark room, you know, they've got these, you know, professionals, you know, film studies lecturers and things that right there. It's like, it's the perfect kind of place to be able to lay those really integral foundations to be able to grow from and continue learning.